Greetings, citizens! I'm Jeff, and if you're trying to make the most out of your digital dollars, we've got a great lineup of super cheap game recommendations today that should include something for everyone. So hit that like button and subscribe to get more content about the best indie games for the Switch, and let's take a look at 8 games by independent developers that are currently on sale for just $1.99. We start with the weirdest game on today's list, as Say No More, Say No More, is less of a game and more of a short, hilarious experience. Using simple controls that anyone can quickly grasp, you play as a boring adult just going through the motions of daily life until they realize that they have the power to say no. Walk through the office and tell everyone that you're not going to help, refuse to assist the old lady walking across the street, and eventually deny the devil ownership over your soul.
Might have skipped a couple steps in there.
But I promise this game will make you laugh. The whole thing only runs about 2 hours in length, but you could find replay value in showing this mess to your friends, which makes it all the more funny, experiencing this game alongside someone else. $1.99 and 2 hours of insane comedy? Seems fair to me. And then we jump to probably the most familiar game on today's list, and even though most of you probably already know about it, if you've never played SteamWorld Dig 2, now's the best time to jump in. There's no need to play the original, as the sequel follows a different character and story arc, and besides, Image Inform's best game isn't really focused on its story, it's all about the gameplay. You live in a small town and set out on trips to the mines down below, where every time you hope to survive just a little bit longer, collecting minerals that can be exchanged in the town for better mining gear, weaponry, health, and other equipment that'll make each trip down the mine more exciting than the last. There is a story that'll unravel before you, which acts mostly as a guide for where you should explore next, but I'll let you experience that for yourself. With an 88 on Metacritic, it's among the highest rated indies for the Switch, and for good reason. So now it's your turn to go find out why so many people already love this game, while it's cheaper than it's ever been. Back in 2020, I made a video looking at some of my favorite shoot-'em-ups for the Switch, and Null Drifter made the cut for the top 5. The developer, Panda Indie Studio, has a knack for simple, addictive, arcade-like action, and that's on full display here as you're dropped into a 1-bit, fast-paced computer simulation where you'll clear stages while upgrading your weapons on the fly and other components in between stages. Another shorter game, as you'll see a lot of today, you'll probably knock this one out in less than a couple of hours, but the satisfying, fast-paced action mixed with constant progression and the threat of a final enemy encounter at the end should keep you entertained throughout. The game also happens to look outstanding on the Switch OLED, so if you're in the mood for some pick-up-and-play shmup action, don't let Null Drifter pass you by. For the right people, Super Dungeon Maker just might provide endless replayability. This is the Zelda Maker that we all imagined when Nintendo originally showed that Dungeon Builder mode in the Link's Awakening remake. While that mode was simple and limited in scope, Super Dungeon Maker gives you all the tools you need to craft a real Zelda homage, complete with towns, an overworld, characters, and of course, the dungeons. It's also very well designed, providing all the tools you need to quickly craft a level without any prior relevant experience, while including optional but far more complex tools under the hood if you're looking to take your designs to the next level. What's more is there's already a full game waiting for you if you just happen to want a nostalgic Zelda experience, and you're able to see creations from the game's community on both Switch and PC. And seeing as this game's already been out for about 2 years, there should be more than enough content to keep you busy. All you Zelda fans out there in the Nation of Nindie should definitely grab this deal while you can. A bit of a twofer for you, we've got Lo-Fi Ping Pong and Kovacs Pitch, both available for $1.99. These games sit somewhere between a WarioWare minigame and Rock Band, as you use the combination of button prompts to react to what's happening on screen, which in turn plays out the song for that specific level. In Lo-Fi Ping Pong, the music is, well, lo-fi, being chill and hip-hop inspired, and Kovac's pitch treads a little more into pop or alt-rock, but still very chill. Each game has a completely nonsense story that's mostly entertaining because of its translation, and include over 30 songs each from independent artists. If this looks up your alley, I'd recommend checking out the trailers to see which of the vibes suit you best. Both games are only about an hour long, but they are fun to revisit later and offer several modes or additional ways to experience the content after you make it through the initial story. If it's more retro-inspired gameplay you're after, Jetboard Joust absolutely nails combining a couple of different classic arcade games together to make something new. As the name implies, you have a little hoverboard that you'll fly back and forth on, shooting down enemies while making quick stops at bunkers to rescue the humans inside. It plays on a 2D plane that repeats itself, so in that way and many others, it's very similar to Defender, but what makes it even more exciting is that for only $1.99, Jetboard Joust is a retro-inspired side-scrolling shoot-'em-up with procedurally generated levels, roguelike mechanics, and RPG elements! That's right, in each level you'll collect currency, and as the difficulty starts to ramp, you'll spend that currency on permanent upgrades, all to make you the hoverboard-surfing, human-rescuing, unstoppable defender of alien invasion that you always knew you were. Last up this week, I'm saving my personal favorite for last, and really hope that this video convinces at least a few of you to give Gato Roboto your hard-earned duo of digital dollars. Developed by Doinksoft, this is a 1-bit Metroidvania featuring a cat that pilots a mech.
Not sure if I need to say any more after that description.
But this game delivers an entire Metroidvania experience in about 3 hours, compared to what most games would spend 10 times that doing. You'll explore a hostile space station while trying to recover parts to repair your human's ship, and along the way you'll find the typical upgrades, dashing, double jumping, and all that, occasionally stopping to get out of the suit and do a little platforming as a cat, all while getting stronger and stronger until you're the most powerful mech-equipped spacefaring cat in history. The tongue-in-cheek humor is spot on, the gameplay is exactly what you want from a game like this, and the soundtrack is a banger. So what are you waiting for? All of these deals are live through at least February 9th, with most of them available for longer. Let me know down in the comments if you plan to pick any of these up, or if there's another great $2 indie that deserves to be on this list. And we'll see you right back here next week for episode 214 of Nindie Nation, where we'll take a look at the best indie games releasing in the first half of February. And just as a heads up, February 6th is going to crush a lot of wallets. But that's all for today, citizens, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and spread the word to help us grow. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing Nindie Nation with others. Until next time, I'm Jeff. This has been 8 great Nindies for only $1.99 each, and remember, no matter what kind of game you're looking for, Nindie Nation will be right here to help you find just the thing to keep your Joy-Cons synced.